Hello everyone, my name is SwingPoynt, and today is Friday, which means I am again, for like the third week in a row, a day late on my reading your comments video. Should we just start doing them on Fridays? I don't know. Thursday, Friday, it'll come out one of those 2 days. But before we get into one of our reading your comments videos, I gotta go ahead and talk to you guys about something real quick, and that's about the people that are supporting the channel on Patreon. Quick announcement is that I'm trying to shift away from Patreon and then move towards something called Game Wisp. You may have heard of it before, but it's basically the same thing, except it does a lot of things better on the back end, and it makes it so for you people that watch live streams, you can get more recognition during the live stream, because every single month that you are a supporter on the Game Wisp channel, there'll be a notification that shows up on stream, whereas Patreon, it's like one and done and then nobody ever hears about it again. And then also, like, Game Wisp was made from the ground up for streamers and YouTubers, where Patreon is just kind of like this overall hub for creators in general. So it has quite a few features that I really appreciate, and I'm sure you guys will appreciate too, but there's just that little announcement there. I'm removing all my Patreon stuff from any like future videos and things like that, and it's all just going to be Game Wisp, just so you guys know. And if you want to look at it, it's going to be in the description of this video. And if you're on Patreon and you want to switch over to Game Wisp, go ahead and do that, and then make sure that you end up canceling your Patreon subscription so you don't, forget about it. Because Patreon charges at the end of the month, where Game Wisp charges as soon as you submit, hey, I want to go ahead and be a supporter of this channel. All right, got it, good. There's gonna be a live stream tonight, guys, at 5 p.m. US Central, so I'm hustling to get this video out. Oh my goodness. And then there was a live stream yesterday at 5 p.m. US Central, and there's gonna be a live stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. US Central. You guys have heard that so many times, but I repeat it for just in case there's anybody new and they don't know what the schedule is. And if you don't know where the live stream is gonna be at, you can go ahead and click the link in the description down below. There will be a link for tonight's live stream, or you can just visit the channel and then it'll be all popped up on the channel there as well, in case you forget to come back to this video. And you get bonus points if you follow me on Twitter, because I announced it on there too. Okay, my other camera died. Whoopsie daisy. Let's go ahead and get into some comments. Yeah, Swing, you're a Gemini too. Yep, I'm a Gemini. And I'm pretty sure a Gemini's traits mean that they're really moody because of the two twins, right? Like, you can be really happy or really pissed off in like the matter of a couple of seconds. I can go up and down. I'm usually pretty stable. I can control myself, but inside, oh, you never know what's going on. And then to kind of relate to that, I think my personality type, my personality type from the Myers-Briggs test thing was ENFP, which means like extroverted, intuition, feeling, and perception or something like that. I kind of like these like astrology / personality test type things, and I don't take them like completely seriously, but it's fun to like see parallels based on what you know about yourself and like what you've experienced. And it kind of, if nothing else, helps you, especially the personality test, it kind of helps you explain your own thoughts to somebody else who doesn't quite understand you, if that makes sense. Like, it gives you more vocabulary to explain things about yourself, which is kind of cool. And if you guys know your personality type, we've done astrology symbols before. If you know your personality type, go ahead and post it in the comments down below. Like I said, I am an ENFP. If you don't know what personality type thing I'm talking about, it's called the Myers-Briggs test. And actually, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link to the Myers-Briggs test, or a Myers-Briggs test, in the description of this video. That way you guys can go take the test. It takes like 10 minutes. You'll learn a lot about yourself, and then you can post it down in the comments. Daisy, what are you doing back there? I can hear you. Ah, the numbers, I can taste the numbers. Okay, so this was a comment on a YouTuber's life video, but I also think it's kind of a Lost reference. Either way, the reason why I picked this comment is because with YouTube, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of comments today where I just kind of talk about YouTube. With YouTube, like, it's so easy to get caught into the numbers. And one thing I really thought of when I was reading this comment was, I remember when I was a lot younger, I guess, on the YouTube scene. It's only been a couple of years, but like when I was much newer to everything, that's the right way to say it. When I was much newer to everything on YouTube, numbers can like really get into your head, and I mean, it can plague people from the beginning of their channel all the way to like when they have been doing YouTube for a couple of years, if they never really take the time to sit down and figure out how they personally handle it. And I guess one of the things that I would say, the reason why I picked this, is if you're doing YouTube and you suddenly come across like some growth and you're like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, YouTube's going great, be sure to know that there is a good chance that this like extreme growth that you're getting will level out. It happens to everyone. There will be channels and they just go woof, and then maybe the next month after that they kind of level back out, and it's like, it's a normal month, or it's a month that's like a little bit better than your surge month was. So I guess really what I want to say is woof. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're going through YouTube, you have one of those really awesome months, and then you level back down, be sure not to get like upset. Because YouTube is all about a roller coaster, man. It's like, it's this long marathon that has its ups and downs. And if you're doing YouTube and one month wasn't as good as the month beforehand, that's completely normal, and it happens to literally everyone. Every single YouTuber it happens to. And persistence is how you keep doing your YouTube thing. You gotta stick to it, man. I kind of want to hear more stories about Tim. I have no idea why. Keep up the good work, Mike. Okay, so during the YouTubers Life series, I told you guys about my roommate Tim that I had when I first started YouTube. He was my roommate when I was in my summer house right before my senior year of college. And Tim was something else. I told you guys one story about Tim, but when I first met Tim, one thing that I remember is I walked into my kitchen and I looked inside of one of the cabinets, and inside one of the cabinets was like bowls, like a giant bowl and then a bunch of other little bowls of like bread crusts. And I didn't really know what to think about this or like why I saw this and like why he was keeping them. But one day I asked him, like, and I was like, Tim, what are you doing? Why do you have all this bread in the cabinet? And he just said he likes to keep it. That's all he told me. I don't know why. He just liked to keep bread crusts in the cabinets in the kitchen. I had my half of the kitchen mainly, and he kind of mainly had his other half of the kitchen, so I was like, whatever, I'm only here for a couple of months. Don't be too weird on me, please. And yeah, that's another story about Tim. Very short stories, just weird things about him. And I got tons of them, and I was only with the guy for a couple of months, and I talked to him not very much because I always tried to avoid him because he kind of scared me. How does your voice not work? Okay, well, sometimes when you're recording, your voice cut in and out in your side of your recording program, and when you're trying to... Man, that's definitely depressing. I applaud y'all for being persistent when these things happen. Okay, so this is another YouTuber's Life video. I think the main reason why I have so many like YouTube comments today is because we've been playing YouTuber's Life so much. Really, the reason why I picked this one out is because it kind of goes back to the point that I was talking about before. When you're doing YouTube, things aren't always gonna work out. Sometimes you'll make a video, or you'll record a video, and oh my gosh, everything breaks. Kind of like what happened to me with YouTuber's Life. So you put hours and hours into all this work, and then you just have to throw it all away. Sometimes you spend a lot of time working on a video, and then you think people are gonna love it, and then nobody watches it. And then sometimes you make a video that doesn't have anywhere near as much effort as that one video did, and it does great. So it doesn't make a goddamn sense. And again, it just goes back to the idea of staying persistent, sticking to it, and if you do that, you'll learn a lot about yourself, you'll learn a lot about YouTube, you'll learn a lot about others, and as you learn all those things, you'll start to get better at YouTube and more people start to follow you. And yeah, that's kind of my little recipe for what I've been doing around here. I hope it's working. And if you don't spend time trying to learn, you're definitely gonna fall behind, because YouTube is one of those platforms that is always changing. There's something new every day, be it a new trend, be it a new feature, be it a new like law type thing that you gotta know about, a new technology. There's always something that you need to go ahead and make sure that you are staying up to date with. Swing, get a haircut. No! Actually, if my hair gets too long, it's like actually a really big deal for me, because if it gets too long and starts getting in my eyes like really bad, I fall asleep a lot. Like I just get really tired really quickly, and it completely kills my productivity. So I have to keep my hair at like somewhat of a normal-ish length, because if it gets too long, I can't focus. I can't do anything. I just like die. I become dead. That's what happens. I dead. I do want to dye it a certain color though eventually. What color should I dye my hair, guys? In the comments, what color should I dye my hair? If you were to pick a color for me, take a look at it. I'm probably gonna bleach it. It's brown. What color should I dye it? Apparently a bagel with peanut butter and cheddar cheese is the best sandwich ever made. I'll get back to you once I try it for myself. Well, I looked at this comments, guys, and Anime Blaze either has not eaten this sandwich or made the sandwich and did not report back, so I need to know. What do you guys think? Can you go make a bagel with peanut butter and cheddar cheese and let me know if it's the best sandwich ever made? And if it's the best sandwich ever made, I'll eat one in the next video and be like, what a funny game. Being a YouTuber seems so stressful. And this is the last comment, and again, it goes back to the YouTube thing. Whether or not it's stressful, I feel like it's kind of one of those things where life is like 10% what happens and 90% what you make of it. YouTube can be stressful, this is true, because you never really know what's gonna happen. That's probably the most stressful part about it. I mean, you put in a lot of hours, you don't really ever have a day off. It's like you work 7 days a week, and you're always working a considerable amount each day, but that doesn't mean that you're not loving what you're doing, right? Like YouTube is one of those things that people get into if they love it. If they get into it for like money and things like that, they should just really get out of the space, because they're not gonna like it, and they're not gonna last, because people will see through it and they'll be like, wow, this person's not very genuine. You can tell that they're just kind of faking it for views. And since so many people get into it with a very genuine nature, I feel like that kind of helps counter all the stress that comes with not knowing what's gonna happen. Like seriously, I feel like that's the biggest deal. when it comes to stressing out as a YouTuber. Like you have, like I said, you have all those things you gotta like keep working on, but really, all you really have to worry about is like, how's the channel gonna do this month? And then how are the bills gonna look? Like, am I gonna be able to pay off everything where I'm living? And once you reach certain points and you start feeling more comfortable with what you're doing, you start getting into a groove, and as long as you're staying persistent, all that stuff kind of like starts to go away a little bit. Like, again, you're gonna have to keep working those long hours, and as long as you're okay with that and you really love what you're doing, that's not a big deal, right? I would definitely say 100% that I have never, ever, ever had to work this much at anything. And I've had real life big boy jobs, and never have I ever had to work this hard when it comes to what I'm doing with my life. But again, I love it a lot, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I have this awesome opportunity. There's a ton of people who support this channel, like yourself, and I love it so much, and I'm never ever gonna take that for granted. So thank you guys for like supporting everything I do. It means a lot to me. And I guess we should end the video here too, huh? Now that I'm out of my comments. So thank you guys once again for like really now that I read this comment and really started to think about it a lot more seriously. Thank you guys for everything that you have helped this channel do, that you've helped it achieve. We just had a charity thing on Sunday. I didn't even make a video about that because everything about it was so impromptu, but we raised a nice chunk of money for some husky puppies at what was like Harry Houdini's Husky Foundation or something like that, or Harry Houdini's Siberian Husky Rescue is what it's called. It's got a super long name, but we raised charity money for that too, and you guys supported that. I didn't even make an announcement video, but it's just like, it just goes to show another one of those things that this community helps supports, and it's just such a community that really thrives off of positivity with things like the charity event. And like I said, I never ever take any of this for granted. I'm just so grateful that I get to be a part of it, and I hope that this goes for as long as it can. We'll see how long the YouTube thing goes. It's been going great so far. I've been doing YouTube full time since what, October, and it's May. So, and it's almost June. We almost got a full year of YouTubing underneath our belt, right? Right. 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. That's a long time, guys. And the channel's been going on for a few years as well. So, I don't feel like stopping anytime soon. So I hope you guys don't feel like stopping anytime soon. And with that, we got ourselves a live stream tonight, guys. So I'll be able to talk to you guys tonight. It's gonna be pretty quick here because I was super late to get my video working on. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And like I said, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Mwah, mwah, mwah.